One of the reasons for the confusion which Washington reacted with to the publication of the documents about biolabs operating in Ukraine under US control, the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation had traced the scheme of the interactions between these labs and American curators, and it was discovered that the son of the current President of the United States played an important role in the implementation of the military biological program in Ukraine. It is noteworthy that establishments close to the current US governing authorities are involved in financing of this activity, in particular the investment fund firm Rosemont Seneca, which is managed by Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's close ties to Ukraine have been known for a long time, but until now the public only knew about the involvement with natural gas companies. Now it turns out that his interests were not limited to this. According to the available documents, 30 labs were involved in the development of biological weapons components in Ukraine. The customer for this work was Defense Threat Reduction Agency in US Department of Defense. The scale of the program is impressive. In addition to the military department, the U.S. Agency of International Development, the George Soros Foundation, and the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention are also directly involved in its implementation. Scientific supervision is carried out by the leading research organizations, including the Los Alamos National Laboratory, which developed nuclear weapons as part of the Manhattan Project. All its activities carried out under the full control of the Pentagon. Washington is diligently trying to hide what exactly the biologists were doing in these labs. On the very first day of the military special operation in Ukraine, the labs were instructed to destroy the pathogens stored there, the causative agents of deadly disease, including plague, anthrax, cholera, tularemia. It looks like other research materials were also destroyed, such as bioassays taken from people which, for some reason, had previously been taken out of the country. In accordance with the UP8 project, blood samples were taken from 4,000 soldiers in Lviv, Kharkiv, Odessa, and Kiev for hantavirus antigen tests, and from 400 soldiers for the test that looks for the presence of the Crimean Congo fever virus antigens. Such a large-scale screening of the natural immunity of the population was probably carried out in order to select the most dangerous biological agents for the population of the certain region. The process of transporting biomaterials has also been traced. The samples were taken to the US, UK, Germany, Australia, and Georgia. In the infamous Lugar Research Center, another US laboratory that was suspected of working on biological weapons components. Moreover, not only tissue samples and blood serum were brought abroad, but also the pathogens themselves, viruses and bacteria. One of the projects which were worked on under the control of Americans received the codename UP2. The main goal of this project was to conduct a molecular analysis of especially dangerous infections endemic to Ukraine. This work provided for the sampling of pathogens in old animal burial grounds in order to obtain new strains of anthrax. According to retrieved documents, US military biologists were especially interested in the anthrax virus, and considering the distribution of pathogen samples to other laboratories opened by the United States in different countries, this could become a serious threat in event of leak, even not intentional one. In the current situation with the distribution of pathogenic materials from Ukraine to European countries, it can lead to death of people and creation of a source of an epidemically unstable situation, the scale of which will be comparable to the coronavirus pandemic. And in this regard, it is hard not to recall the mysterious outbreaks of infectious disease that have been recorded more than once or twice in the vicinity of American-controlled biological labs. And even conspiracy theories about the origin of the coronavirus itself no longer look ridiculous. There is no coincidence that China has become so interested in information about these labs. The United States to take an open, transparent and responsible position, take seriously the concerns of the world community, do diligently fulfill their obligation under international conventions, give comprehensive explanations about their military biological programs carried out at home and abroad, and agree to their multilateral verification. Not China's first demand to provide comprehensive information, although Washington has only been rejecting it so far. Russia's Minister of Defense continues to study documents on US secret biological activities in Ukraine.